Today we're going to be finding out if we are going to be strict parents or chill parents. What do you think, Joshy B?
I think I'm going to be a very chill parent. I have some other words for my wife. Welcome back to your Cup of Tea podcast. It's your boy, Josh.
And it's your girl, Katie. And I have to disagree with you. I 100%. I feel like you're going to be more strict.
In what way? Why?
I just feel like you're like, I don't know. Like I feel like we're both going to be pretty similar.
Let's
to be
skip
honest.
the bullshit. Let's just get ready to it. Like, why am I going to be more of a strict parent? Like, get into it. Go ahead.
I just feel like, I mean, you guys will see throughout these answers. So basically I have my iPad with me right now. I wrote a whole bunch of lists of hypothetical questions if our daughter did. And we're going to see our reaction and we'll let you guys decide.
You guys be the judge of today's podcast.
And you got to be honest with your answers. Like, no, like trying to act like the chill parent, you know.
No, 100%. Like, and when I say chill parent, like, I think more so I'm going to be the fun parent. I don't think chill is the right word. I think I'm going to be the parent, like, making sure, like, we're doing fun stuff.
Let's ask Topper.
Making sure we're traveling. I'm making sure, like, the sport, like all that stuff.
You think I'm not going to be the mom that's going the extra mile to go take our kids to do fun stuff?
No, I do think you will. I do think you will, but
you just think you're going to be better.
I'm like a little more of an extremist, so I feel like
but you're going to be so worried when it's
I might
your
be like
kid.
the dangerous parent. That might be a better word to put
But
it.
I feel like it's going to be different. Like, I know you're dangerous for yourself.
True.
But even think about it. Like, you don't even really want me skydiving because you're worried about me. Imagine your kid.
Okay,
like,
we're going to extremes with
but
skydiving.
you said
I'm
you're
not
an
even saying
extremist.
that. Like when like baby girl's like, mommy, daddy, I want an electric scooter, and you're like, no, that's dangerous. And I'm like, let's do it.
When they're
Let's
going
roll.
30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. Okay, question number 1. Are you ready? Do you want to just get right into it?
Go ahead.
What would you do if your daughter got a C on a test?
To be completely honest, like I can't, like I would be a little unhappy because like I want my daughter to strive for greatness.
Mm-hmm.
However, it depends because did she give it her all? You know,
Yeah.
like not all kids excel like super good in school. So it's like, did she study a little bit? Did she do her homework? Did she give it some effort? If she's like, oh, screw it, like, I don't care, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Wrote some random answers down and got a C. Like, that's unacceptable. I want my
Personally,
daughter to strive for greatness.
I wouldn't be mad because it's like, I've been there. I've done that. I feel
has
like
she been there?
I actually had a pretty good GPA in high school, but like I didn't really like study
tell
hard
the
or
class
anything.
what it was.
Huh?
Tell the class what
It
it was.
was a 3.3. I feel like that was decent. Like it wasn't crazy high, but I took harder classes.
Pretty sure I had like a 2.7.
Yeah, so shut up. But no, I wouldn't be mad because it's like I'd be mad if they were failing their classes and they weren't putting effort because like that's just being lazy. But I wouldn't be mad because I wasn't a good tester, you know, and I tried. Did I try 100%? No.
Let me explain
more.
more.
I would just want the effort there.
Let me explain more into this. I always turn my homework in.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the best grades on tests.
Yeah.
You know, but I didn't really study, to be honest. But I did my homework. I put in a little bit of the work. But
you cared,
on the
right?
other side of it, for me, it's like what I did care about. The grind was there, the hustle was there, the effort was there. So I think like if I was looking at myself as a parent, I'd be like, all right, like maybe he doesn't love this class, but he does good in this class. He puts a little effort in this class and he crushes like soccer practice. He does extracurricular workouts after that.
Someone I know actually, okay, and this is a different topic for parents, is they grounded their kid because they had C's. And they grounded them from sports. That was like their punishment. They weren't allowed to be on the sports team. Now, something I kind of like disagree with that a little bit, just because I think there's other things you should ground your kid from, because I come from such a sports background and so do you, but I feel like sports give kids discipline, whether they enjoy it or not. I feel like
100%.
There's other things that come from sports. So I personally wouldn't ground them from sports. I would try and find something else, because I feel like even though it's like a fun activity and they might enjoy it, I feel like it keeps kids out of trouble. There's so much good and like valuable lessons that sports teach you that school doesn't, in my opinion.
No, 100%. And that's what I'm saying. Like, as long as she's like excelling in something, like if she's just like lazy and comes home and watches TV all day long and does absolutely nothing, like I'm not going to be okay with that. But if she's excelling, if like she's doing gymnastics and she's like crushing it and like she's falling asleep on the table studying for her class and like gets a C on her test, like I'm gonna give a little clap, because I probably got an F.
But I really just think it's as much as your kid, like the effort. You want to make sure they're putting effort and just they're not like, oh, screw school, I don't care at all. Like I didn't love school, but I still knew it was semi-important to like I didn't, I wanted to do good for myself too.
Yeah, personally, I mean, looking back on myself, I wish I would have like maybe gave a little bit more care to school.
Mm-hmm.
But
But I always
also at
find
the
it
same
weird.
time, like at this point, I'm like, well, it wouldn't have changed anything for me now.
My parents were really relaxed on my grades. I mean, I got good grades, but like there would be times where I'd have a C in a class and like I was worried about it. So my parents never were on me about it. Like I never got in trouble for my grades. I never got yelled at because it's like I cared enough that I didn't need extra pressure from them, and I feel like that would have just made me more upset.
Yeah, 100%.
Did
I
your
also
parent
think
did your parents put pressure on you?
not a lot of pressure. I mean, my older brother got good grades, and like I
I
feel like
can't
I didn't.
I can't
So
see your parents like being mad at you for like
no,
unless you like
I feel like my
failed
parents
like
were like pretty chill, but like
failing in class
maybe
is
like
different.
I feel like yelling at me, no, but like maybe
Yeah.
disappointed, or like maybe I hid my grades a little bit. But
Would you say overall your parents were strict or
no,
no?
I don't think my parents were strict at all. Honestly, I mean,
Do you
but I
feel
don't
like your
think it was
parents
a bad
do you
or
feel
a
like your
good thing.
parents were more strict when you were a kid as of in like high school, middle school? Do you think anything changed there? Because I think my parents were like
I think
way
my
more
parents
strict when
were
I was a kid.
strict going like leading up to probably like ninth grade, and like they weren't not strict. Like they didn't let us like wasn't like drinking alcohol and stuff. I wasn't doing that, but like
They weren't
they were
like the
like,
party
oh, if
parents.
I wanted to go hang out with my friends after school, I was allowed to. Like
Yeah.
they were like,
You weren't
oh,
like
you
always
have to sit
grounded.
down and do this. It's like that's the thing though. Like I feel like I was very self motivated. It's
Mhm.
like
Well,
if I
strict.
knew I had homework, I did it. If yeah, again, I didn't study a lot for tests, but like I would do if I had to, I would.
Mhm.
And if I had like soccer practice, I would do it. I don't know. I feel
I
like I
think
was self-disciplined.
strict parents, there's like so many different variations because I personally would say my parents were very strict, but I don't think they were irrational about being strict. Like there was no way that they weren't like the chill parents who were like, oh, you can go to a party, you can do this, like absolutely no drinking. There was like very strict rules when it came to boys. Like it was like a very respectable like strictness to my parents. Like they were strict, but I think they were strict in good ways
Yeah.
that I don't disagree with.
I mean, I wasn't doing that stuff, so it's like I feel like my parents didn't have to.
I mean,
say
I wasn't
so.
either, but I was so
Yeah.
my parents were so strict on those rules that like I listened to them but I think if parents are too strict, then sometimes you can make bad kids. I truly believe that too.
All right, you guys, we're gonna interrupt this podcast for a quick sponsor from Rocket Money. The other day, I was going through and I found a bunch of subscriptions I didn't know I had.
Oh, he had so many different subscription plans, and I was like, babe, do you not realize that this is charging us every single month or year? And I'm like, we are wasting so much money. Like we don't even use
Yo,
these
boy
subscriptions.
is the spender in the family. Thank God for Rocket Money. KDB, go ahead.
So basically what Rocket Money does is they cancel your unwanted subscriptions that you don't use. So it's a personal finance app and finds and cancels an unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. So they literally will save you so much money.
As a wife of a husband that spends too much, she clearly loves Rocket Money.
And Rocket Money can even negotiate to lower your bills for you up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. So if you guys want to stop wasting money on things that you don't use, cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/yourcupoftea. That is rocketmoney.com/yourcupoftea. One more time, if you guys weren't listening, rocketmoney.com/yourcupoftea. What would you do if your kids swore at the age of 12?
Ooh, man, that's tough. That just comes down to like setting the boundaries in advance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm swearing and you're swearing and all our friends around her are swearing and like there's no boundary set in play, like, hey, like these are adult words, you're not allowed to say this. Then if I say that and then she swears, then like she knows she's doing something wrong. But like if she's hearing other people say it and like she has no idea that that's like a word she shouldn't say, then like that's on us. But I think obviously like we're not gonna try to swear in front of our kid ever, and I
feel like maybe we'll be better about that too, because like I don't know, I feel like it's hard now, but like it's like we don't swear all the time, but we will swear.
But I don't think a little 12-year-old girl should be swearing.
No.
Like me personally, and so if she did, I think like it would be known after that is not okay.
Yeah, I don't really think, I don't even think adults should be swearing, and I definitely don't think kids should be, but I think that adults should set a good example, and that's kind of going to be on us to do that. So it's like when kids swear, it's like, okay, who are they hearing that from? And that could be our fault.
Swearing is such a weird thing. Like now that I think about it, isn't that so odd? Like it's like literally everybody swears. Like
I know.
even the most like
I don't like when we swear, and we'll do it. I'll do it. I'll swear, but it's like I'm not a fan. But I
it's
do
like
it.
even
It's
the
like,
most strict people I know, it's like when they're really mad, like they're swearing. But like why? Like why not just say a different word? Like
I don't know.
why not say darn it?
I don't know. Because I feel like.
But I
there's,
guess like if a 12-year-old said darn it too, it's like, is that a bad word? I don't know.
Darn
For a
it? No.
12-year-old, I don't know.
No. Darn it. Why
It's the
would
difference
darn
from
it?
darn it and damn it. I don't know. It's the
Well,
same
damn's a
shit.
swear word, so it's like. Anyway.
I really don't know. Like I know that sounds stupid, but
I don't like when I hear like little 10-year-old boys or even like 13-year-old girls like just throwing like F-bombs and swearing at each other. Like
no, I definitely agree.
I don't know. It's just I don't like it. And I don't even like when people my age do it and I do it. And I'm not saying it's okay. I don't like it.
I remember I never used to swear because
I never swore in middle school.
yeah, like we were
Ever.
that would be a thing.
Even
like,
in
my
high
parents
school, really.
wouldn't want us to swear, obviously. Like
No.
but again, I wouldn't say they were
Guys,
strict.
my parents were strict because I called my sister a bitch when I was literally a junior in high school. And I was like, you're being such a bitch. And my dad's not even the strict parent. I feel like my mom was way more strict. He goes, what did you just say? And he starts like stomping up to my room. I'm like, he's gonna kill me. Oh my God. I'm like, I said biz. I said you're being
What did he do?
biz.
Did he spank you? Like
I don't know. I think I literally slammed my door and like put my body in front of it. And he was like trying to get in.
you were that scared?
Oh my God, he was gonna kill me. I thought he was gonna like hit me or something. But my dad never hit me. Like
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I could never ever even see your dad like
my dad, when he
yelling
gets
at
mad
you.
though, he can be a little scary. Like growing up, he would spank us and stuff, but not like.
True.
I mean, as I don't know, I was just scared that like they were gonna come in and ground me from something. I don't know. I was terrified.
So you holding the door shut is gonna stop him from grounding you?
Yeah, I don't know.
I have a question that you probably don't have on there. Will you allow her to have a lock on her door? This is like more a high school thing. Like for that same example, like she runs to her room and locks us out of it. Like, how would you feel about that?
I don't know. I didn't have a lock on my.
I say no. Like, what do you need a lock?
Yeah,
on your
I
door
don't think
for?
you need
like
a
if your
lock.
door's shut, we have enough respect for her. We're gonna knock on the door.
I was gonna say it's kind of like our house, so I feel like I feel like there's comes a point where a parent needs to respect their kids still, because once they get older, I do believe that kids deserve just as much respect, but I also believe that
respect is earned, not given.
Yeah, but I
in my
also
opinion.
believe that like they're living in our house, and it's like there's no reason to have a lock on the door. The only reason I think parents should be allowed to have a lock is one, for special married time, two, if they have things that they don't want the kids to get into. I mean, you're a kid. Like I don't think you need a lock on your door.
Nah,
but if their door had a lock, I don't think I'd be like, we're removing it, like,
no, I
know,
wouldn't either.
which actually leads me to one of the questions. Because I know a lot of parents will do this. Do you believe in taking away a door if your daughter's like being bad, or your son? But it's normally like a daughter thing.
My question is like, what did they do wrong to get the door taken away from? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? What does that prove? To me,
know.
I don't know. Like,
it's like you don't get your privacy. Like you're grounded from your privacy. But I feel like that's like such a weird. Like, no offense if anyone's done this, because like my parents just didn't do this to me. And I just feel like
what would you, the only thing I could think of like you would be doing would be like something inappropriate to where it's like the door has to be taken. Like, I don't even want to talk about this, but like if like the girl was sending like nude photos or something, and it's like, okay, like we don't trust you enough that we have to like take your door away so you don't do stuff like
but
this.
that's like
but then like
you're already kind of in a
just go to the bathroom. You're
already in a deep
hole there,
situation there. So it's like you would hope that like
why else would you remove the door? That's my question. Like what would that do? Like,
I don't know.
That would never
I
have
guess just
punished
not
me as
privacy,
a kid.
but like I never.
If my parents took my door away, like,
okay,
why would it matter? Like,
I feel
okay,
like if my
I gotta
parents took my
change
door
in my
away,
room, so
I would
this is
like listen to
awkward.
my music extra loud. Like I'd be a little annoying about it. Like I don't know. I never really understood that one. I always felt like it was just kind of like it doesn't really make sense. Like it's not.
Do a lot of people do that? Because like I don't
think anymore. I don't think anymore. I think that was like an older thing.
Was it?
Maybe. I think people our age might have experienced that growing up, but I don't think parents do that now. I don't know.
It just does to me. I can see why you take someone's
if
phone
you've taken
away.
your kid's door away and you're listening, or your parents have, explain why and explain
what
if you
did you
agree
do?
or disagree, because I'm really curious. Next one. Do you think kids should get an allowance?
It depends. I mean, are they earning an allowance? Like, I'm not just gonna be like, hey, you're getting an allowance for doing nothing. You mean like if they do their chores?
Yeah.
I think it's important to teach kids that like if you work hard for something, you get something in return. It doesn't need to be an allowance. So like,
I
hey, like help me wash the dishes and we'll go get ice cream or like something, or we'll
yeah.
go like
I personally didn't get an allowance. Did you?
it wasn't like a allowance. It's like it was like, oh, like maybe if my mom really didn't want to do something, it's like, oh, cut the grass, I'll give you $10. You can go to 7-Eleven with your brothers or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something like that, which I think that's totally
I
fine. It
think
taught me, it
that's
was like, okay, bet, cut grass, make money. Okay, let me start a cutting grass little
I
business. I
personally
tried to do
see
that.
there's a couple sides to it that I like to talk about. Like one, I don't think kids should just automatically get an allowance and just get paid for doing nothing. I think a kid should always have to do something to earn money, just not because of the fact that I don't want to give my kid money or let my kid experience things, but it's like I would want to teach them to earn their money because my parents were really good. Like they didn't really pay for a lot of things, but I had a great childhood. They would take me to get ice cream. They would take me to get different things, but they weren't just like, oh, you want this? Here's money. And that literally taught me, in my opinion, that's the reason why I was successful on YouTube. Like my parents didn't make it easy for me, but they didn't like completely stop me and not help me with my dreams. It's like they made me learn from a young age. It's like, if you want something, you have to work for it. And I feel like that gave me such a good work ethic. So I
Yeah.
really value how they did that for me.
No, yeah, I would never just be like, oh, here's
But
$100. Go do whatever you want.
I also think it's really important to teach kids to help out with the house and like have responsibilities and chores. My parents weren't always like, we didn't always have like a chore list, but like we definitely had things we had to help out with and we just knew that. And like, don't get me wrong, when I was a kid, like my mom would ask me to like do the dishwasher. Why did that feel like the biggest task in the world? It takes
really
like 2
does.
minutes.
It literally, not even. It takes like 60 seconds. If you're
like-
quick with it, I was dialed with the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Like I was grabbing it all together. I was quick with
Like
it.
my parents
It
really
literally
didn't make
took,
me
like, a
do
minute.
crazy chores, but like we'd have to pick up with the yard sometimes, or we'd have to maybe take out the trash. They weren't like ridiculous about it. It wasn't like we were doing everything around the house. We were just barely helping my mom.
No, I mean, I think all that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
everybody should do that. Like I did work with somebody before though. And they were 18 years
18.
old. They didn't know how to change a garbage bag.
Yeah, that's bad.
They didn't know, like their parents never had them ever take out the garbage. I'm like, are you serious? Like to me, like it's not like I'm making fun of that person thing. It's more so like
I think it's pretty.
like your parents just never taught you that or made you do that.
Made you
Like
do
that
that.
just blew my mind really, because I didn't know that would ever be a
I'm pretty sure my
scenario.
dad's mom, so my grandma, like would make his bed like every single day. Like I don't think he ever
Really?
Yes.
What?
My mom made us make our bed, but then like she wasn't always like so strict on it. Like there would be times we'd go to school and like wouldn't make our bed and stuff. But like I think certain things to like have your kids do is you're just trying to teach them life lessons for later in life that are pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends how old we're talking to, but
Yeah, age kind of changed everything. Okay, would you let your 16-year-old be able to drive wherever they want when they get their license?
ooh, good question. I
Because
would
you
say
had free range, didn't you?
pretty much, but it's like all my friends lived like in the other subdivision. It's
Yeah.
not like I was going like driving down the freeway all the time or going like somewhere far.
Yeah.
So it would depend. I feel like
Because for me, I was only allowed to go like certain mile roads, but I really didn't need to go any further. And then if I did, we would definitely have to like ask. I mean, I didn't have my own car when I was 16. My parents didn't buy me a car. I didn't have a car. We could use their car. So we always had to ask to borrow the car.
Yeah.
We always had to tell them where we were going. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that because that was theirs. But like we weren't allowed to go past, and it wasn't like anything, it was pretty far that we weren't allowed to go. But I totally understand because as a 16-year-old, you think you're like a good driver and you're not. And so for my parents, it was kind of more of a safety thing. They're like, you don't need to be on these crazy
dude,
roads.
when
like,
I was 16, and like obviously older people always told me this and you never believe it, but it's like I felt like I was invincible.
Yeah.
It was like I could drive as fast as I wanted, like do whatever, and like nothing was gonna happen to me.
well,
It
I
was
think
like
driving a car is
now
a
I'm
huge
like,
responsibility.
holy crap, like cars are dangerous.
Well, even think
Very
about it.
dangerous.
It's like Josh and I were talking about this the other day. It's like sometimes even through our subdivision, there'll be like little like 17, 18-year-olds flying by, going like 40, 50 miles an hour in a 25-mile-per-hour area. And like as a kid, like you're like, oh, who cares? It's not that big of a deal.
Well,
Like,
because to me, when I was a kid, I feel like you think a lot more selfishly.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't thinking like, oh, what if a dog runs across the street?
or
like,
what if a little kid is literally out and just ran from their parents?
because like and I didn't grow up with like any little kids. Like we were
Yeah.
all my brothers were the same age. So like that was never really something that like crossed my mind, which
And then
sounds so stupid.
And then, like, if a parent's yelling at you to slow down, you're like, oh my God, there's a crazy Karen. Like, there's a crazy neighbor. But, like, really, and then when you get older, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so stupid to be going that fast because of the dangers that it could be. So you just get a little wiser and you're like, it's not worth hitting a kid or like ruining someone's life. So it's like when you do get older, I think you just a little, I don't know. That's why I feel like sometimes restrictions on the cars aren't bad. I mean, you don't
Well,
have to be
also,
controlling about it, but
it
you also
depends where
can,
you
like,
live. Like where
yeah,
I grew up and where you grew up was a little different. It's like all my friends literally lived within a mile. It's
yeah.
like I rode my bike most of the time to my friends' houses.
I didn't
not
need to
like
go.
driving.
I didn't need to go far.
Yeah.
So like there really was. It's
The
not like
furthest I ever drove was 10 minutes. All right, you guys, we interrupt your podcast for a quick sponsor from Helix Sleep. So if you guys don't know what they are premium mattresses, custom fit for your needs and shipped right to your door. So go ahead, KB.
Yeah, it's actually really convenient because they can ship right to your door, and you guys have 100 days to test out the mattress to make sure that you like it. And you take a quiz, basically figure out what type of mattress is best preferred for your sleep.
So the quiz is super quick, and it's basically going to ask, are you a side sleeper, back sleeper? Do you like firm, soft? It's going to ask a bunch of questions regarding your sleep, and then it's going to refer you to the best mattress for your needs.
And what's really cool is they actually have a 10-year warranty, and they offer financing options and different flexible payment methods. So if you guys want better night's sleep, because you know it's really important that we get good night's sleep because we love our mattress, because soon once baby girl comes, it's going to be hard to get sleep. So any chance we lay down, it better be comfy.
We recently just got our Helix sleep mattress, and like Katie B said, we have a baby on the way. We're trying to soak in all the sleep we possibly can before she comes. So we wanted to make sure we were sleeping the best. So we took the sleep quiz. We got our mattress in about a couple weeks ago, and we've been loving it ever since. Getting the best night's sleep. So even when you're pregnant, you're sleeping good.
I know. I've actually been sleeping like pretty decent. And
don't get used to it though.
I know. If you guys want to sleep good, then you guys can actually go to helixsleep.com/yourcoupletea to get 20% off your Helix mattress plus 2 free pillows. So that is helixsleep.com/yourcoupletea for 20% off, and you guys will get 2 free pillows. So definitely check them out. So what chores would you make your kid do?
Ooh, that's a good question. Like all the necessities, honestly, like help clean with the dishes, help your mom cook, like garbage, everything. Like, you know, she got to be dialed in it all.
I would
cleaning
say
the toilets. You got to do it all.
My mom didn't make me clean the toilets. No. Because I think it, like, depending on what, like, if she used bleach and stuff, like, she didn't really want us messing with that.
Well, again, it depends what age. But yeah, I mean, the toilets would probably be like a little older thing.
Yeah.
When you're in high school, you can learn how to clean
I think
toilet.
it depends. Like, I think it's good to know how to do everything. But also, like, my mom never made us do our laundry. But once I was an adult, I, like, knew how she, like, had me do it. Like, once I was, like, 18, I did everything.
I mean, I wouldn't say my mom made me do my laundry, but like I played a lot of sports. I worked out a lot. So it's like I had a lot of laundry. So I just did it. I basically washed clothes every night, especially when I started training MMA.
See,
I would sweat so much.
My parents were really cheap that like
I'd wash all my stuff.
We weren't allowed to wash our clothes that much. Like we could wash our clothes, but like the load had to be completely full to the brim because my mom was like, it costs $5 each time.
Well, when you got 5 people in a family, there's enough clothes every day to do a full load.
I don't know. Like it would, no.
Want to know something? This is very weird. Like, I don't know why. This is so random and off topic, but we're on laundry. When I was the whole time I lived at my parents' house, every time I took a shower and used a towel, I washed that towel after. I never reused a towel. Is that
like,
weird?
that's like your family does that, right?
I think so. I've always done that. I've never
done that.
No, I know. And honestly, it's like when you really think about it, it's like if you're coming out of the shower clean and you dry yourself off with the towel and like hang it up and the towel dries, like shouldn't the towel kind of still be clean? Like obviously I change mine out here like every like 2-3 days.
Yeah,
depends how much I shower.
Every couple showers, then I'll change it out because we can. But like
that's just a random thing I thought of. I was like, that is so weird.
Yeah, when you did that, I'm pretty sure I took a shower. Well, no, that's different because I took a shower at your house and you were like, like if someone's taking a shower at your house, but yeah, you can reuse a towel.
I never used to.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Okay, next question. Would you make your kid play a certain sport?
Not make them play a certain sport, but they're definitely gonna like try a bunch of sports and like hopefully if she hates sports, then like obviously whatever. But yeah, I'm hoping. But I think she likes this sport. I think sports teach you so much stuff. So.
I think when you're little, it's just fun to like, I don't know, because some parents are like, I played this sport, I'm making them do this. I wouldn't make my kid do a certain sport that they didn't like. But also I would want them to try different things and just see what they like, you know, like I feel like every kid should try soccer, try softball, try like the little, like when they're so little and like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times kids just like it, even if they're not becoming a soccer player or whatever.
I think you got the time and the money. Like, why not put your kid in like every possible sport so they can figure it out? And also like gives them, like when you play soccer, you get hand foot coordination. When you play tennis, you get hand eye. Like you learn a lot. Cute. You meet new people. It's like taking your dog to the dog park. Like they socialize with other animals.
There's gonna be some people that are gonna run with that.
That's why I said it.
They don't deserve to have kids. These are the worst people ever. They compare their kid to a dog. Clearly, they treat their kids so bad.
No, but like, think she's like 4 years old. She's not in school yet. Like, or she probably would be in preschool. But like, she gets to play soccer and like meet new kids.
We're not going to put our kids in school. We're going to make them be full-time YouTubers. Okay. We're going to train them up. I'm just kidding. Stop.
We're digging a hole for no reason.
I'm just kidding. We're just joking at what some people
honestly though, like sometimes, not all the time, but we will say stuff just because we know people will freak out about it, and it's funny as hell.
It's fun because sometimes people get so pressed about things because like I feel like
people have made like full on like channels or YouTube videos about it, like, and so it's like, yeah, it's funny.
It's just funny because when someone doesn't know someone and they watch and they think they know you, or they think like they take a snippet of something and they're like, JD vlogs, the worst people ever. And I'm like, you don't even know us, but like whatever. But you can't make everyone happy. But yeah. Would your kid be allowed to have a phone at the age of 8?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know. I hate.
It's so hard. I
kind of hate filming these because it's like,
what if we're
the time's gonna come? It's just gonna slap me in the face.
No,
like,
this one, I could say,
you did it. Boom, you're an idiot. Like,
we don't really have an answer for because like times change.
I'm gonna be honest.
I don't want.
If I could like really think about it right now, the answer is absolutely no. Like the iPad, the phone. Why is it like? This is going to sound so old. This is about to make me sound so old. And honestly, I'm 28 years old. We there.
We're old.
But this is going to sound so old. I don't even want to say it. What? When I was growing up, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have, like we had computers, but like we had one little computer in my parents' house, never used it. We had played video games a little bit, but like we didn't have iPads. So like I rode my bike to my friend's house and like so did all my other friends. We all hung out. We did shit. Like we like played sports together. We like, I don't know. To me, like my childhood, like looking back on those memories were amazing. It's like I can't imagine like a kid just sitting inside all day like on their iPad.
I definitely,
and I would be like, so
I don't
that just seems so sad.
I feel like every parent's like, I'll never give my kid an iPad, and then they get to the point they're like, oh my god, please just
take the iPad and shut up,
just
please.
Give me a break. So like, I don't want to say I'll never do something.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I feel in my head, I feel pretty strongly about that.
I don't think I would never not let them have an iPad, or like, because like a lot of 8-year-olds will have like certain tablets and stuff, and like even for school or certain things. So I don't want to say absolutely not, but I definitely would like to make it not. I don't want an iPad kid who's literally obsessed, can't have a conversation with people, is so locked into social media. Because I personally we do social media for a living, but I don't think consuming social media as much as kids do is healthy.
Like to me, it'd be so sad to see her like come home from school and instead of like
talking to us or even just saying hi,
doing any like just hopping on an iPad. Like when I came home from school, it was like I went and grabbed my soccer ball and passed it against the wall by myself. Or I put on my rollerblades and set up my little hockey net in the backyard and shot like hockey pucks at the net. Like,
I mean, my parents.
Or I shot on our basketball net, or I played with my little brother and my older brother. It's like, to me, it's like, it would be so sad to see like her come home from school and like her first like thing she wants to do is go sit and watch like YouTube on her iPad.
I think it's kind of goes along. I mean, we had obviously TV, and my parents only let us watch a little bit of TV at night. It wasn't like we weren't allowed to just sit from the time we got home from school and watch TV all day long.
Honestly, I hated watching TV when I was a kid. I hated it.
I was like, I didn't hate it, but like I didn't love it. So like that was not my first thing. It was like, oh, at night, like if we watch an episode or in the morning.
The only thing I like think in high school I like kind of started to enjoy watching was ESPN, like to watch sports highlights.
Oh, in high school. I was like, as a kid, you watch ESPN?
No, like in high school. But that was really it. Other than that,
oh, shut up. You were watching Disney Channel.
I saw Drake and Josh. Like, I definitely, don't get me wrong. I didn't never turn a TV on. Like,
yeah.
Definitely watch TV. It's just like, that was not my go-to thing.
Yeah.
I'd rather go hang out with my friends.
I don't know. Like sometimes it's a little sad, and I don't want to like this. This isn't coming across as like judging.
I feel so old.
No, this doesn't come across as judging because like we don't have kids yet. We can't really like we could say we're gonna be one thing and be a completely.
How
different.
old are you in the 6th grade?
11, I think. 11.
11.
But there's
really?
like wow.
I got my first cell phone. It was 6th or 7th grade.
I was say I got mine at 11. But like it didn't have social.
11?
It didn't have me and my sister shared it, and we could just text.
Well, I was gonna say
I didn't have social media. You don't sit on your phone.
I don't even think I had texting. It was a little flip phone with an antenna that came out of it.
Yeah, it's a little different. But I don't know. Like,
could you imagine being a kid now listening to this? Like, I sound so old. An antenna coming out of your phone.
You had an antenna? Dang.
Yeah, it was a black Sprint phone, and you flip it open, and there was like a little antenna.
Yikes.
Did you not ever have one of those?
Babe, you're a little older than me.
I feel old as hell right now. I never thought
I mean, technology changed a lot. And that's like the thing is by the time our kids at like that age, even 8, like things could change a lot. Like, so whatever we say is kind of for like now, if I feel like if we had 8.
I'm not gonna lie, like even like the electric bikes, I'm all about the electric bikes. I think that's cool, that's fun. But it's like all these kids in our neighborhood, they all have these electric bikes. I'm like, do any of you guys like use an actual bike anymore? Is that like a real thing anymore? An actual bike?
There's like kids in our neighborhood.
Like when you have to pedal, like
I just yeah, I don't know. They don't even know what a bike is.
You don't even know what a pedal bike is.
Do you guys know what bikes are? Okay, anyway.
Times have changed.
So if your daughter skipped class without telling you and the principal had to tell you, how are you going to react?
It just depends. Like, you know, like what kind of boundaries you crossing? Like, what are you doing? Did you skip class to grab lunch with your girlfriend? Like, whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you were doing in skipping class.
But yeah, like if you're skipping class and like doing drugs or something, like that's a different story.
Yeah.
But also like, why didn't you hit me up? Why don't we go get coffee? You know, why
like,
don't we go
did you
shopping?
skip class because you're having like a super hard day? Like, I would hope that you would have a good enough relationship with your daughter or son that they could like come and talk to you.
True.
That's honestly my goal of like being a parent, is to be a parent that's like comfortable enough with their kid to where it's like they feel like they can come to me, but they don't think I'm their best friend, to where they can tell me things like, you know, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a boundary between being their friend and then also like where they are comfortable with you.
I personally I want to be someone like, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I want to be someone like, yeah, the same thing. Like if they skip school, like someone bullied them or whatever, and like they skipped a class because they don't want to see that kid, like they can come to me and talk to me about that.
Yeah.
Like they don't think I'm going to like freak out on them. But also like I want them to look up to me, you know?
Yeah.
As,
and
like,
I don't want to be a parent
I don't
want to
disappoint dad. Mm-hmm. Like, so.
Like they have respect for you.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't need to be that parent who's like, oh, like I'll be the fun mom. Like we like bring your friends over. Like we can drink at our house. Like I'm not that type of parent at all. Like that is not the type of parent that I want to be, to where it's like I'm trying so hard to be their friend, but also you can be their friend, just not that type of friend. You know, like a friend where it's like, okay, I feel like my mom is like, I'm going to go to her. I'm going to tell her what I did or the mistake I made. I know she's going to be disappointed, but I know that I can tell her and she's going to help me get out of the situation. She's going to like, you know, I can trust her. Cause I feel like when your kids can feel like they can come to you, you could save a lot of like, I don't know, issues, or I don't know. It's just better. I feel like when kids aren't going behind your back.
Definitely agree.
But that's gotta be a hard thing. I don't know. I feel like being a parent, especially to teenagers, has gotta be really hard. And you just hope that they respect you enough and that they're not.
I just think being a parent in general is hard. So.
Oh, yeah.
But like just like everything you do in life, like you got to lead by example. Like,
yeah, 100%.
You know, so
I don't know. That would just be so hard. Like it would break your heart if your like daughter or son did something like that. You're like so disappointed, and it's like more so like you're just so upset. And it's
I don't
like,
think any parent enjoys like punishing their kid.
Isn't
know?
it so
like,
funny? Because you really thought like, I feel like I thought my parents like enjoyed it.
Really?
But they didn't. They didn't. No one wants to punish their kid.
No, 100%.
They want their kid to do good. Okay, next question. What would you do if you found a boy that spent the night at our house in your daughter's room?
Stop it. That's a different story. Like there's a lot that's got to go on there.
There's a lot. That's bad. Because I personally, absolutely not. It's inappropriate.
No, I mean, that's a boundary you can't.
I would hope that our daughter would never cross that boundary.
But me and that boy are going to have a long talk. A long talk.
Yeah.
And then, her after, you know, she's going to have a long talk too. But
that one's going to
You're going to get grounded for that.
That one's going to be grounded.
Something.
And then I'm going to have to like walk away for a minute, collect my cool, come back to her and talk to her of why she's making a huge mistake.
No, it's weird.
And try not to freak out. That's like one of those situations where like you can reach a kid so much more if you're like, look, this is why it's not a good idea. This is why it's not allowed. And it's like, rather than just screaming at them and yelling at them, because it's like, okay, you might do a little bit of that, but you got to try and connect to them because like there's a deeper thing going on here. And I don't know. I just feel like there's a big mistrust with like your parents and like disrespecting.
I can't like, I don't know. I can't imagine like you, I just can't picture this yet, but like us having a teenage daughter and like you yelling at her. Like,
My God.
obviously it's going to happen, I'm sure, but like I just can't picture. I'm like trying to think of that. I'm like, wow, like that's obviously like 13 years away, but
Well, 13, I mean, I'm thinking older, like maybe like 17.
or like
16.
17 years away, but still like, I don't know. That's funny. That's weird to
Isn't
think
that
about.
crazy to think about?
Yeah.
It's weird. Okay. What would you do if she turned off her location and didn't come home till 2 a.m?
Well, first off, I feel like she would have enough respect for her parents. Like hopefully we've, taught her well and like led by example well enough that she doesn't think that's okay. But like if she did do that, like obviously we'd be very worried. And so like that would be the biggest issue. And yeah, she's going to be in trouble.
I feel like finding that line between being the parent that's like, okay, yeah, you have your location on your phone and like, there's no hiding that, but also like not the parent who's like tracking their location 24/7, like hunting them down. It's like having to have that trust too with your kid to where it's like, that they're not lying to you. They're not trying to go to different places.
That's what I'm saying. Like trust
So
and
it's
like
like-
all of this just depends on like how like the years leading up to it go. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm sure wives or husbands have their significant other's location, but some people are like, oh my God, where did he go? Like blah, blah, blah. But like, I've never checked yours. I know you never checked mine besides to make sure we're safe.
I was going to say, I do check yours every time you drive somewhere to make sure you're safe.
No, I know, but that's different.
But not every time, but like, it's just different. It's not coming from a place of like, and that's why I would want my kids' location on. I literally would just want to make sure they got there safe, or that if like they texted me safe, which is so nice. Cause like when I was in high school, I think we had location, but I didn't know how to use it. My parents didn't know how to use it.
No.
And, when we wouldn't text them that we were safe, like they'd blow up our phones.
Oh, my mom would freak out. Like and
now I get it because I'm like, oh, dude, all they care about is making sure you're safe. It's like so inconsiderate that you can't even like text them. Like,
I know my mom. Well, I got to come home at 1 a.m. She'd be like, you didn't answer your phone, and I'm like, Mom, like I'm fine. Like, what's the big deal? She's like, I couldn't sleep, and I'm like, why?
Like,
but like now, obviously,
I'm like,
totally
go to bed. It's not that deep.
It's like not that hard. Just go to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. What would you do if your car got towed and it cost $900 to get out? Are you paying for it if like your daughter got your car towed?
She's gonna have to figure out how to make that $900.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess it depends too on how she got it towed or what happened.
True.
But like if it was like 100% her fault and she was just being careless or something, like I mean,
but I think that's like a good life lesson.
It's
like,
a good life lesson.
Regardless of like, even if it really wasn't her fault, like even, if my car got towed and it wasn't really my fault, I still got to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So like same thing for her. It's like, this is the life lesson. Like,
yeah,
sometimes life's a bitch. Like
now depending on like depending on the situation, like what she did. And like, cause like earning $900 in high school is a lot of money.
No, but
so like I wouldn't actually maybe make it like, but I would make her like make up for it in some way to where it's like valuable to the lesson I'm trying to teach her.
True.
Cause like, I mean, if it was like $900, I'm like, oh, you better get a job at McDonald's and pay $900. Like that's a lot. Like
it's going to be a lot of
high
hours
school.
worked in high school. Yeah. I mean, honestly,
I would want to be reasonable, but still teach them a lesson,
It's easy to be like a tough guy now, but I feel like when it really happens, I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, sweetie.
Yeah.
Here's $900.
I know it's so easy to like view one thing, and then when you're actually put in the parent situation,
it's easy to verbally speak as a perfect parent.
Everything we say with like a grain of salt, because it's like so easy to say you do one thing and then when you're actually a parent, because like clearly we're not parents yet, we don't really know.
One day this is something that's gonna haunt us.
I know this video. Our kids
gonna come back and haunt us.
What if she threw a party while we were gone? Remember, your daughter's probably gonna be watching this in the future. You're dead.
If you are watching this, you better at least let your parents know about it first.
No alcohol, absolutely
and ask,
not.
Yeah, it's gonna be situational for sure. Like if you're throwing a huge party, you didn't ask. Like, I mean, we have cameras at our house. We're gonna know about it. So
I would be pissed because I would want to be home especially if there's kids at our house or if things are going on. Like, there's no way I don't want kids at our house that are not supervised for the respect of other parents too. I mean,
100%.
you know, I just think that I would hope that our daughter would ask us and that we would be those parents who are also down to host if our daughter really wanted to have people over, you know. And, you know, we got to have that dope house with like
party true.
House.
Like it's definitely going to be, I don't know, like depending on what your like thought of party is, like it'll be
I thought a party's like a pool party, like we're playing like sports
vibes.
in the back and like
a little volleyball net.
We order some pizza, some stuff, you know, like kids can hang out. I'm not talking like we're throwing Project X here. No, that ain't happening. Okay. Will you, this one's kind of funny. Will you let your daughter swim after she eats or make her wait 30 minutes?
Oh my gosh. I don't really even know why you're supposed to wait 30 minutes.
We actually talked about this. Josh said that his parents made him wait, but I
feel like they did.
We're going to have to ask them. I feel like they didn't, but maybe they did.
I feel like they did.
My parents never did.
Well, honestly, like, I don't know if it's like so you don't cramp up and drown. Like, maybe it's a good idea.
I don't know. I just remember slamming food and jumping in the water. But my parents always, when we swam in a lake, we always had to wear a life jacket.
Well, yeah, if you have a life jacket on.
And we were good swimmers, but like it just was like at ease for my parents. And I honestly was like, I don't want to drown.
I still wear a life jacket when I jump in.
Yeah, me too. Because I mean, I don't know. You
less
can get
work.
a cramp and it's chill. What would you do if she got in a fight at school? Because on TikTok, you said like you were like, oh,
as long as she wins, it's all good.
Yes and no. Like ideally you wouldn't want your daughter getting in a fist fight or even your son. I feel like you would hope that, like, because I mean, you're not the type of person who's going to fight and instantly, you know how to fight. You're a professional fighter. True. You're not throwing hands.
I've been in one street fight in my life, and it was for
over a girl.
It made sense.
How old were you?
15.
Off the bus.
Yeah, it made sense. You know.
Did you get the girl?
No, but I didn't want the girl.
Oh.
It's a long story. We're not gonna go down that road. It's so stupid. It honestly was so stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I honestly, like, if it depends, is she being bullied and she stands up for herself? Yeah. I respect that.
I'm 100%
standing up for a friend. It just depends why are you getting in a fight?
If she was being the bully or she was the problem, then absolutely not. That's like not tolerated. But if she was in trouble at school and it was because she was standing up for someone or doing something that I thought was like in the right, or like even just like being a good person and like, you know, then I would be okay with that. I'm not just going to go whatever the school says and be like, okay, you're instantly in trouble.
Bro, but if any girl out there wants to try her, she's going to have hands, you know, she's going to be dialed.
What if
like she won't be a
but you're not really an aggressive person and like,
no, that's fine. She won't be she's not, well, she might be a fighter. She can be whatever she wants to be, but I'm at least gonna have her dialed on the mitts. You know, we're gonna have some combos in the bag if she ever needed to pull them out. Yeah. Hopefully she never does. But
I mean, if she just walked up and like clocked someone, I would probably be upset.
She's gonna throw that quick jab, cross, hook, uppercut.
But if someone was fighting her and then she fought back,
go crazy, do your thing.
You know, I don't know if I could be mad about that. Do you have any other last questions about being a strict parent?
I don't.
Based off this, who do you think's more strict? Do you think we're kind of on the same page?
I feel like we're on the same page. Like, I feel like this isn't fair. I think as the years go by, we'll find out. And I don't even mean this in a mean way. I personally, I really honestly think you'll be the stricter parent.
You think?
I think I'll be the more like, oh, like dad's disappointed in you. Like, I don't know if that's a strict parent. I don't know what that means.
This is a good one. Okay, let's say we have like a son or a daughter and they're in high school and they're like, F you, mom. What are you doing?
No, that's not cool.
What are you doing though? Are you gonna do anything or do I have to go? Like, because that's kind of
no, I'm gonna do something. I'm not gonna sit behind like on the couch like, oh shit. That actually probably would be my initial reaction. Like, oh my god, he's dead. Or she's dead. Like,
I almost would want
said, F you, mom.
I almost would want it to be where it's like, yeah, like they're like, oh my god, like that was not.
I feel like that's like we tag team like on some WrestleMania type shit, and like you tag me in, and I'm like, what did you just say? Go to your room.
Go to your room.
I can't even take myself seriously. I don't even know
it's how. It's so funny to think about us as like parents, like older, like to teenagers.
It's kind of weird.
Because I feel like a teenager sometimes.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna find out. But baby girl, if you're watching this, you better never ever swear at your mother or your father.